Happy day 39. And what I want to chat about today is a little bit more about that 4-day course we talked about yesterday. And that was where a major university would have you come in for 4 days, and for $3,000 you would receive a certificate as a leader. You'd be certified as a leader. The more I thought about that last night, the more I was almost insulted. You know, if you think back to the first week of our conversations, I shared with you when I made that transition from manager to leader. And they're different things. Now, a leader can be both, right? But a manager is not always also a leader. You know, being a leader in leadership, leader is earned. It's not given, right? In order to be a leader, people have to be willing and wanting to follow you in your direction. They become committed to the ideas and the vision that you give because your level of influence and the trust that they have for you has been earned. Now, managers can get people to do things out of compliance. They do it because they have to do it. Some are afraid of losing their job, whatever that might be. But a leader doesn't threaten. They might expand. They might share ultimate consequence. They may even have to hold you accountable in, I guess you could say, in a constructive way, but they may even have to hold you accountable because you're not meeting the goals that you're so capable and able to do. Leaders are born with certain traits, but those traits can also be learned, right? There are natural leaders, we've talked about this, who kind of from the time they were small children, people followed them. And then there's those that had a calling and learned the behaviors and skills needed to become a manager and then / a leader. So when you look at you and your role in your organization or as an executive, would you consider yourself a manager or a leader? You really have to think about this. It's, you know, everybody wants to be a leader. A leader is more desirable. But the reality is it's important to do a gut check. If your people don't want to follow you, if they are not inspired and motivated by your influence and your vision and committed to that program with you, you should take a step back. How do you make the transition though? One of the ways to do that is to ask your people questions. Ask them their thoughts on your leadership or your management style. Ask them for clear, constructive feedback. What is it you think I do well? What is it that would be even better if I did it a different way? Now, a big flag is if your people tell you, oh no, I'm absolutely love everything you do, you're absolutely perfect, there's nothing you should do differently. Are they being honest? I'm going to challenge you on that and say no. We can always do something better. So even though that first scenario I just gave you feels better, the reality is if you truly want to make the transition to a leader, you need to ask those questions about what you could do better. It's clearly ask what you do well also, but ask what you can do better, and then you have to commit to it. Another fundamental difference between a manager and a leader. A manager says, do as I say, not as I do, right? That's kind of tied to being a manager on most occasions. And a leader says, here I am doing it, follow me and have success. Where do you fall? Leaders cannot be hypocritical. If you have an expectation of your organization or your people, you in turn must follow that. That's non-negotiable. If you're a leader, as I have been for decades, you know that's table stakes. Being a hypocrite will only lose any influence you've earned. And it's incredibly difficult to get it back. Guys, have a great day and do the gut check. Talk tomorrow.